People just don't know what they're doing. It's how I put it. They're not regular sellers. They just throw it up there. They see what sticks. Another postcard video. How many can there be? The topics are endless. I got topics from people sending me stuff. I got stuff from all over. I write things down. So I got a lot of YouTubers run out of what am I going to make a video about? I don't have that problem. What I have is trying to get them done. There's just so many things that I want to get out there, and I can only do so much. But today, we're going to go through the what solds. I sold 13 cards for 70 bucks, 12 on eBay and 1 on Etsy. Shouldn't take long. And you're going to be surprised. They're all basically view cards. I think I got a couple topic cards. But a lot of people wouldn't list the cards that I sold today. So you want to look at the variety. And then I'm going to get into a special topic, Pioneer cards. It has its own era. It's right before the private mailing card, which is Pioneer cards are 1893 to 1898, before that Act of Congress, July 1st, 1898. So we're going to get into that. They're a little elusive. I don't do much with them. But I grabbed some highlights just so you have the knowledge of it. And then I got a poll. This was a surprise to me. It really was. I don't know what it takes to get these people off the fence and into this. But if you're still using an old printer, or you're cutting paper after printing it and taping it to envelopes or whatever, you need to get one of these. I stand firm on that. What they are is, do you use a thermal printer? That's all I ask. They're the 4x6 thermal paper printers. And we're going to go over what the results were and some pros and cons on that. And then I got 3 viewer comments at the end of the video where I ad-lib a little bit. People send me messages through YouTube, email, eBay, Etsy, and I just grab them and answer those questions. So you want to stick around for that. But again, at the bottom of the video, you can jump around any section you want. It's like 4 videos in one. You can watch it all while you list, pop up your head every once in a while, or you can jump to what you like to look at. That's what I try to do. Instead of doing 4 separate videos, I just shoot you with one big one and you can pick it out. But let me go through the what solds real quick. It shouldn't take long. These are easy cards. The first one on eBay was Valley Forge Council Camps. Look, they put the killer cancel right up on top. They also canceled it there. It doesn't really hurt the value of the card, but too bad. But there's an Indian right there. So that's a Valley Forge Camp. 1970 posted, $4 to $5. Next one is a hotel, Miami Beach, vertical card, unposted, $4, $4 to $5. Then I sold only 1 ship today. This is the USS Nassau, LH-4. It's got a little curve on it from when it was stored by the club, but they're starting to get better. And that's an unposted card. I got a bunch of these cards, so just pull it out of the quantity. eBay takes it -1, and I got a bunch more over there. Multi-quantity. It's one listing with multi-quantity. This one is the Lincoln Courthouse in Lincoln, New Mexico. This is probably what sold it, is that car, that old car sitting right there. Chrome card, $4 to $5 of a courthouse and a car. And this is a view card and a half. Looking Glass Rock, Western North Carolina. That's a view card. Unposted, $4 to $5. A lot of people say statues and monuments, they just don't sell anymore. There you go, Battle of Princeton, New Jersey. 1979 posted. Just a chrome card. A monument. This is probably the only exaggeration card that I sold. This is cattle punching in the West. Big rabbit. Rabbits and jackalopes probably do better than the big cucumbers and big vegetables on trains and stuff, potatoes. But $4 to $5 for exaggeration card. I'm happy. Next one is the Pennsylvania Turnpike, right Keystone Shortway on there. It's a bridge and a highway in Pennsylvania. They paid their toll and they get a postcard. $4 to $5. There's another view card, Scranton, Pennsylvania, looking over Mosaic Street Lookout. Just a chrome card, some dude down there. $4 to $5. I told you there were view cards. This is a pocket watch company or something. Has an advertisement for pocket watches. Got a little map on it. Where is this place at? Cumberland Center, Maine. $4 to $5. Then I sold a museum card, a real heavy cardstock on this. These are Cavemen family. In Chicago Museum, Historical Museum. $4 to $5. This came out of album 1 of that private collection I bought. Breakneck Mountain, Hudson River, $4 to $5. Breakneck Mountain wasn't as good as Catskill Mountains, but it's an older divided back card. That's another one that sold out of that collection. It's a gift that keeps on giving. And then Cocoa Palms Resort, Kauai, Hawaii. Hawaii cards always do well. This is just some people there, $4 to $5 card. 65 bucks on eBay, 12 cards. And then I had one on Etsy. It's a church, right there, Valley Forge Military Academy. Vertical card of a church, unposted, $4 to $5. Total 13 cards, $70. It is what it is. Tomorrow I might sell 2, 20, 1, none. I hardly have any 0 days. I think I don't remember any 0 days this year yet. I've had some 1 or 2 card days, but nothing 0. I haven't got a 0 yet. But that's what's sold. Okay, now the special topic. This is one postcard. It's like the beginning of postcards, the Wild Wild West. I did a video on private mailing cards, and this is one before that. It's called a Pioneer postcard. It has its own era of Pioneer postcards. I'm going to explain the highlights of Pioneer postcard. Remember, I give you the highlights of stuff. If you want to dig deeper, you can. If I did that in these videos, it would be forever, all the information I can find on these things. But I kind of pick out the highlights to give you, to tease you, and if you really want to look into these. And while I do that, I'll show you some examples that I found. Pioneer postcards, it is a postcard era, and it's defined as 1893 to 1898. What is a Pioneer card? A Pioneer card is a designation given to all pictorial cards made in the United States prior to the effective date of July 1st, 1898 of the Private Mailing Card Act of May 19, 1898. A lot of dates there. So basically, it was before the Act of 1898 for the private mailing cards is a designation. Now on these Pioneer cards, only the rules were still, the only address could be on the back. It was before divided back. A lot of people, what's hard about this is trying to find them, is a lot of people call them undivided backs. And when they're pioneers, or pioneers when they're really just undivided backs. It's a crossover. To me, they're both, but if since there's a defined era, I try to determine if it's a pioneer. I know it's an undivided back, but I try to determine if it's a Pioneer card. Now during this time, government issue cards could be mailed for 1 cent, and any non-government issue cards could be mailed for 2 cents. So that's a key thing to look at. If it has 1 cent on there and it's pre-1898, it's a government issue card. It's not a Pioneer. The 2 cents is what you want to look for, because that government didn't allow anything but them to pay the 1 cent. Pioneer cards were used for correspondence, souvenirs, advertising, and many other activities, as you see in the ones going through here. Now there's a mail card, is what they call them. A mail card is a type of postcard that was privately printed prior to the 1898 Act that came out. It was one of the many terms used for privately printed cards in the Pioneer area. So you'll hear the term, when you hear the term mail card, it's Pioneer to me. That's what I think, during that era. They were not authorized to be used after 1898. So a mail card was not authorized to be used after 1898. I found some information, they did what they call photo wood engraving in the when you find the photo wood engraving postcards where they photograph on the end of a log where they sawed it off and they were able to put a photo on there. They say that you're going to find that on Pioneer advertisings more, because they stopped doing it because of the cost of the manufacturing, but they did come up with that technology. I haven't seen any of those, but I keep in my mind when I do now that they could be worth something. I didn't really look it up. It's something for me to do later on. Many earlier cards of the Pioneer period were made in different sizes. There was really no regulation. It was the Wild West out there. But when the Private Mailing Card Act of 1898 required stringent size limitations, so in that law there was size limitations, many publishers trimmed down their inventory so they didn't have to throw it out. So when the government changed, a lot of people had these bigger cards, so they trimmed them down. Trimming is bad for a lot of things when you trim cards, especially in the sports card world and stuff. But if you trim a postcard down and stuff, like these chrome cards, there's no reason to do that. And some people do trim them, just try to get the damage off, whatever. But those are considered kind of damaged cards. But back in Now, with the Pioneer card, or mail cards, Pioneer cards, and stuff like that, when they trim down the inventory, that's not considered damage during the Pioneer era. It's considered a part of the card's production history. So if you see a Pioneer card and it's small, it's been trimmed down, it's probably because it was bigger, and then the law says you have to be a certain size. So you want to take that into consideration. But as you saw a lot of the Pioneer cards go through the front and backs of them on there. Sometimes harder to pick out for me. I don't see them that often. After doing this video, I probably refresh my memory on them, but I don't even know if I have any Pioneer cards listed in my store, or I mistook them as undivided back. A lot of people call them advertising cards. They'll say they're, ad cards, whatever. So just be careful when you see them. Make sure you got what you got. Now with the sell-through rate, as I've been doing, I couldn't really find a sell-through rate for Pioneer cards. Not that easy to pull out of eBay without getting a lot of other stuff to skew the numbers. So I'm not going to do a sell-through rate on there. But I did find a couple solds and a couple lists. Now here's the two solds I found. One is a gentleman sitting there with his dogs. Got a best offer on $22, so probably took $15 to $20 for it, $4 shipping. So $15 to $20 for that card there. The next one was a $14 card, $1.50 shipping, so I got $15 there. Both of them said they're Pioneers, so they're selling for between $10 and $15. It's just a quick snapshot in your mind to say, hey, this is the ballpark. It's $10 to $15, $10 to $20. Then you get over to the listed. You got this one here, $15. That's in the ballpark. He's right in the center. $1.50 shipping. Advertisement postcards, got Brooklyn Bridge, Pioneer. It's got all the keywords in there. Might go. Now the next one, $75. Unless there's something special in that card that I don't see, I didn't really look that hard into it, I would say that's not in the ballpark yet. They didn't get a ticket to the game. You're still a little high. When they have $75 on there, and the market's going 15 to 20, and someone offers them 40 for this card, a lot of sellers will say, well, that you lowballed me. No, I'm staying in the market. These other people probably did their research and gave you a good market price offer, and then you say they're lowball. So I don't look at that as lowball. I look at, when I get offers, when I test the market, say I put it out there for $75, and then I get a lot of offers for 30, 40, 30, 40, 25, I know I'm overpriced, so I'm going to take the next $30 offer. So sometimes if you can't find a price for something, raise it a little high, put best offer on there, get the good keywords, good pictures, and sometimes the people will tell you what the market is. And maybe that's what he's doing here. But it's not a low ball. It's testing the market. And then the next one, Greeting from Boston, Pioneer Postcard, American Souvenir, Multi-View, $27.50 or best offer. So $3 shipping? Yeah, it's over the eBay standard envelope. A lot of these are. But if you can get it in an eBay standard envelope under $20, that would be great, but sometimes you got to pass those costs on. But $27.50 best offer, they come in with a $20, $19, I'd take it. That's kind of what the market's going for. So that's how you use the data to make decisions on there. But these are the ones I just wanted to pick out to stay the ballpark, $10 to $20. If you get some real good ones, is what I'm seeing. But that's Pioneer Postcards. If you find them, a little bit of research, make sure it falls in the air, and not just undivided back. Try to get them in the right place. Got any questions, let me know. Who knew? Now with this poll, I talked a little bit about in the beginning, but it surprised me 35% of the people do not use a thermal printer nowadays. Now if you're very small and stuff like that, you probably don't want to run the cost and stuff, but they're just amazing technology that's been out there forever. And a lot of people get stuck in their ways and they just don't want to change. But we're going to go over a little bit of pros about using these on there. I've been using one forever. But do you use a thermal printer? There's different types. There's Rollos, Zebras, and Brothers, as I put on there, and there's other brands. But those are the top ones. The Rollo is what I use. I'm not stuck to any technology, never have been. But I use a Rollo. It's been fine. A lot of people use the Zebra. A lot of people use the Dymo. A lot of people use the Brothers. It's whatever. I'm not going to say it's my team and I'm going to fight to the death about Rollo. If my Rollo broke and I got a good deal on a Zebra or a Dymo, that's what I'll use next. They all do the same thing. The technology to me is the same. It heats up the paper with pins. It doesn't matter if it's Rollo or Zebra. The technology is the same. So 28% of the people use Rollo, which is about what I've seen out there. Zebras are 8%. Those are workhorses. They work forever. And then Brothers, they're not as prevalent out there. The Dymo's out there, but you'll see the prices in a second. And the other brands, off-brands and stuff, they all do the same thing. They're just heating up. But then I put on there, no, I do not use thermal printer. 35% of the people do not print on a 4x6 thing. That's just really interesting to me. So let's go through some of the comments I got on there. I got a lot of comments. Boldly Grow Picture said, I bought one early even though I'm a young seller. The time saved before work is wonderful. Family Photo, I use a Rollo, but I also have a Dymo 4XL as backup. He doesn't want to be without one, so he's got a backup. Jim Lloyd, love it. Saves me time when shipping. So if you see the common thing here? Saves time, saves time, saves time. Kelly, Rollo for the 4x6 labels and a Brother QL800 for address labels on international orders. Same here. I have Dymo to print out any other labels, and I use the Rollo for the 4x6 on there. Trying to learn this. I use a Rollo clone. Got it on eBay. New for 120 bucks. Beth Webster, currently I do not. I plan on upgrading in the near future. Do it! You'll say, why didn't I do this sooner? That dude, Dymo. In a box in the garage. Dymo 4XL because he got it for free. See? If I got a Dymo at 4XL for free and my Rollo died, that's what I would probably be using. So those are all the questions. I thank everybody for commenting. But as you see a lot in there, saves time. Saves time. Saves time. Time is money. Yeah, reselling's fun, but it's also money. But I went out and I grabbed, real quick, I grabbed the prices from Amazon on the different ones here. So the Rollo, there's two different types. When I bought mine, it didn't have the wireless, but I heard there's a device now you can make it wireless. But I'm connected right to my computer. I'm not worried about it. But a regular wired Rollo, not wireless, is about $200. The wireless one is about $300. So if you're doing it on your phone, you can probably print to that. So that's a Rollo. Then you get into the Zebras, $99, $287, $238. I don't know all the brands and stuff, but the biggest difference between a Rollo and as the Dymo and Zebra I'm going to show you here is the Rollo doesn't have the labels inside the case. So you need a footprint on your desk to put the labels behind the printer. So if you don't have a lot of space, then Rollo's off the table. You would look at a Zebra or a Dymo where you can put the Rollo labels inside the printer. Now I have a longer desk underneath a little shelf there, and it works just fine with me. The Dymo here is probably the most expensive overall that I see. They go for $319, $262, one at $200. So the Dymo 4XLs, the Zebra, or the Rollos. The biggest thing is footprint. Rollo takes a lot more desk space. Zebra and Dymo doesn't. They all work fine. I know a lot of people are moving away from the Dymo. They said there were some problems, but I haven't confirmed it because I know my Dymo I have to unplug and plug back in once in a while. But I've never had a problem with that Rollo. I don't have a Zebra, whatever it is. But what does a thermal printer do? This is what surprised me. Number one, it saves time, like I said. Time is money. Another thing is I don't buy ink. This paper is heat paper. Once those pens heat it up, it turns black. Cost savings, no ink. You just buy the labels. Now everybody goes through and packs stuff. They always talk about getting wet. I don't want anything to get wet. They pack it all up with all this stuff, wrap it up, tape it up, and everything like that. But they forget about the regular labels you print on an inkjet. You get a little bit of water on there, you're probably going to get a smear. These, they're a little bit of water resistant. They're heat transferred. The heat comes out of there. There's no ink on that. So a little bit of water resistant. eBay standard envelope. Easiest thing in the world. I sell a postcard. I put it in a sleeve. I put it in an envelope. I print out a label. I peel it, I stick it. So print, peel, and stick. That's all there is to it. No getting the scissors out, no getting the tape out, all that other stuff, or glue, or whatever you do, is I just use the thermal printer to print that 4x6 label, fits right on that there, and piece of cake. So back to the poll, 35% said I don't use one. I would really, I guess I got to challenge you, why? after what I just showed you. What stops you? Is it money? I can understand that. Or you're new? I can understand that. But if you're stuck in your ways, you might want to go out and look at these and keep your eye on them. Christmas is coming. There's going to be sales. I think there's a lot of inventory out there for people. You can find them used. I would say out of all of the technology I use in the office, the scanner is number one, and the Rollo printer is number two, and then the scale. So that's important to me. But that's the poll. They come out every Saturday. Make sure you participate. Go back and look at some of the answers we've gotten over time on some of these polls. It'll help you understand the postcard selling business. Viewer comments come from all over: YouTube, eBay, email, stuff like that. I pulled 3 for today. Let's see if I can get through these. Brian Switzer said, I run into that one crazy price all the time selling books. There will be 10 of us selling the same book in the $11 to $13 range, and one guy listing his for $85. I never understood it. I put that there because as I go through these solds and stuff like that, the pricing, you see that the 99-cent one, the $500 ones, it's very extreme. It's not only in postcard, he's saying it's also in books. So we just don't understand why people throw them out there. People just don't know what they're doing. It's how I put it. They're not regular sellers. They just throw it up there. They see what sticks. They throw it against the wall and see what sticks. So, but thanks, Brian. Thanks for letting me know and sharing that it does happen in books too. It's not just us postcards. Then Postcard Chat. Gary. Hi, Mark. This is about buy it now or best offer, I think. But he said, hi, Mark. I saw buy it now only with the automatic best offer feature. I tried the auction feature, and most times I would receive only one minimal offer and sometimes no offers at all. Same here. Keep up the awesome videos. They are very educational. Gary at Postcard Shack. So Gary does buy it now. I think that's from the other poll, where 90% of the people use buy it now, not auctions. And that's one of the reasons is you get a minimal offer or no offers at all on the auctions. Thanks, Gary, for sharing what you do on there, and it goes along with what the best practice is that we're seeing from the poll. Next question was kind of interesting. Someone must have been watching videos and they said, you say you sell at flea markets, do you sell postcards there? Surprising that question came up because I was just at the Moments, Illinois Gladiola Festival. It's a yearly festival in August. They have a lot of gladiola flowers out there, and they have a queen. And they do a flea market on a Saturday and Sunday during the festival. Now where we set up is right across where everybody walks into the park. They have to pay like $3 to get into the flea market on the park. There's a river channel that with a bridge that's where they let people in. Well, we set up right across the street. My father-in-law knows the lady there that owns a house, and she allows us to sell. Doesn't cost us anything. She lets a few other people in there too. So all up and down the sidewalk is me and my father-in-law's tables, and people have to walk by us to get into the park or come out of the park. And here's a picture of my table. Yes, I sell postcards. These postcards here were ones I saved for the last, they didn't do the festival last year, I think I didn't do it. But I saved all these moments in the towns around there, postcards just for this festival. These postcards on eBay, I would list them for maybe $4 to $5, maybe a couple at $6, but they're more local. I put them on this table for $10 to $20. Just that day, we were out there maybe 5 hours selling. I sold all but 3 of those postcards on that table for $65. Reason why? I understand my targeted audience. It's a captured audience. They're in the festival thing. They got money to spend, and they're from the local area. Most of the people that go to this festival are from the local area, and these postcards were all of the local area. And a lot of them have some really neat shots in there. I don't think I paid more than $1 for any of the cards. And the highest one I sold was a $25 card that I probably paid less than $1 for. But that's the target audience, and I put them on that table like that just for that. So yes, I do sell postcards. I don't bring out boxes and boxes of those. And actually, we're kind of ramping down the flea market. Me and my father-in-law, we're going to combine our stuff and not go out as much on there. He's getting a little older. We both are, and we decided we won't reserve our spot next year, and we're going to combine our time and stuff and just put it in the trailer and go out and just have fun. So I'm phasing that out of part of a revenue stream. It's more enjoyment to go out there and see the guys that we've known all these years. And so we're going to be phasing that out. But with the Pioneer cards, that's an era of cards. So you had government postal cards, Pioneer, and private mailing card. Now I did a video on private mailing card, and you can check it out right here. That's the one right after Pioneer and before I by the back. I don't do a lot with the government, Pioneer, and private mailing cards. That's probably why it's taken me a year and a half to do these videos, because I just don't do much with them. I usually throw them in the flea market box unless it's something special. I might take a different look at them now. Check this video out. That's all I got for you today. Good luck out there, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.